Hello everybody. I told everybody I was going to Ireland and today I'm going to talk about it. This is my Irish trip in a nutshell. This is Bryant. If you like this video today, please like and subscribe and hopefully it's enjoyable for us all. Okay, like I said guys, this video here is on Ireland. If you like it, please like and subscribe. I just got back from Ireland a few weeks ago. It was a wonderful time. It really was. I got to see a lot of things. One thing I noticed in Ireland was it's like anywhere else. You live there, you see this stuff every day. You do kind of forget the beauty. But Irish people, not as much as I've seen everywhere, because honestly, most of them actually know their history and they really enjoy having fun. So beer, biggest takeaway from Ireland, Guinness tastes completely different over there. If you haven't tried Guinness in Ireland, go to Ireland. It's way better. I spent a good 3 days just in Dublin out of the 7 days I was there. There's so much to do around Dublin. I'm sure I didn't even get to see all of it. There's so many beautiful churches everywhere. You can go down any street and see like these giant cathedrals. St. Patrick Cathedral is one of the bigger ones. But you know what? There's like churches like that all over town. We just hear only about a certain few. I started doing some day trips. I did one was like an all castle trips. And it's amazing to me, there are castles all over Ireland because it's part of their history. I went to Carncastle, went to the Blarney Castle. If you've heard about the Blarney Castle, yes, the Blarney Stone's there. And yes, it gives you the gift of gab. I talk so much, if I would have kissed that stone, it probably would have exploded. So I did not need any help. But what people don't realize about the Blarney Castle is there's a huge like garden area around the Blarney Castle that is just beautiful. Like they've got little waterfalls and like a walkway to walk through a big grove. And I really enjoyed it. The castle itself was gorgeous. It was probably about 100 foot up where the stone was. And I'm like walking up and like, yeah, there's no way they're hanging me off a wall to kiss this stone. I did like the cliffs of Moher, which was beautiful. The Transatlantic Way. I went to Galway and had some seafood. I always go to places for like a week. I do that so I can decide if I want to see it again. And when it's like my first time, because you never know, you could hear so much from somebody and it not be actually a place you want to go. But I really enjoyed Ireland. Dublin was amazing. Everywhere I went was amazing. And the people were wonderful. They were really nice. They were really helpful. Anytime I had a question like, okay, where am I supposed to go now? Someone would be like, oh, I stopped at a hotel because I couldn't find where one of my day trips took off of. And the guy literally, the concierge came outside with me, like pointed out, like go over there, you're good, don't come back here. And it was really wonderful. The food there, just like, I kept eating this place called the Queen of Tarts for breakfast every morning. They had like these wonderful scones there, everything. And like I said before, Ireland you don't really even need to bring any euros. Bring you some just in case, but honestly, your phone, if you have Apple Pay on your phone or Samsung Pay, you can use that everywhere. One of my favorite castles that I went to was actually Cahir Castle. I think it's near Cork. I'm not really sure where it was near, but I went to it and it's got one of the last working portcullises. If anybody doesn't know what a portcullis is, it's the gates that come down that they close with the spikes on the bottom that they could close and, stab through during a war. But they had one of the last working portcullises. So they actually said that Mel Gibson actually used it for one of his movies. I think Braveheart, I'm not really 100% sure, but they were telling us the story about it. And apparently he came to the castle to see it. And the woman at the gate had no clue who he was. So she charged him to get in. Like he was supposed to shoot a movie there and everything. So he laughed about it and paid, but that's one of their famous stories. But it's funny because it was a castle right in the middle of town. Like, it's not something we'd think about. We'd be like, oh my God, but they see it every day. It's been sitting there since people were born. They're like, oh, okay. But the women that were in there, they explained, they were just so well at explaining like everything. Like I found out they had this one staircase that went up and like the way it was designed that when people would climb up to like get the royal family, the soldiers would be coming down to like stop them. And the way it was designed, the people coming up would actually have to fight left-handed because they couldn't, like, they had to hold on with their right. So the people coming down trying to protect would actually have like a better defensive like strategy. And they just, it cracks me up, all the stuff that we just don't think about, like the way they explained everything. They had so much good information about all the castles and everything. I would say that basically Ireland was amazing and you should definitely see it. There's so much. I prefer tours because of the fact that they tell me their history of every place I go. I will say if you prefer to drive yourself and you don't really want the tours, I mean, that works, but oh my God, the roads are small there. I was going to rent a car. I'm so glad I didn't. You look over the edge of the bus and you're like, huh, there's no road there. Like it's tiny. And the locals know how to drive that. Me, I have no clue. There's no way I'd have hit something. Back in Dublin, I spent the last few days like not worrying about day trips, just hanging out and everywhere. I found this place called Mary's Bar. I really liked it. The bartender's name was Paola. She's pretty awesome. I sat there and drank with her for a while. We became friends on Instagram and we talk all the time now. But I just had a wonderful time. If you get a chance, go to Ireland. It doesn't matter if you want to save money, go during the off season, but you will love it. It was amazing. It's a little bit of expensive country, but it's worth every penny. I will go back. I haven't seen Belfast yet. I didn't go to the Ring of Kerry. I didn't get to go to the Wicklow Mountains yet. Like, as soon as I can, I'll be getting tickets and going back. So this is a video today just on my trip, how much I enjoyed it, and you should definitely go. If you need any help, just write me a comment. I'll give you any information I got. By the way, my global entry worked like a charm. Coming back to the United States, it took me 5 minutes to get through a U.S. Customs. So if any of my previous video on global entry, if you ain't got it, you definitely should get it. It's amazing. Have a wonderful day, safe travels. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Sorry if it's long, but there's so much more I could say in these that I can't even begin to try to put into these videos. But have safe travels. Talk to you later.